Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the amazing Spider-Man Carnage comic version figure from Medicom MAFEX. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks fantastic, and really the beauty here is in the simplicity. I mean, this is the comic version of Carnage, naturally, so it's more simple lines and stuff like that, but really all of those lines are sculpted in, and that is a wonderful detail. Definitely helps it just kind of have a little more heft, a little more visual weight. And yeah, could not be happier about that. Not only that, but I think one of my favorite things about Carnage's design in general is that he kind of feels like, to me anyway, like Venom with the skin ripped off. Like he's just one big open sore, like head to toe. And it's kind of the way the character reads. So it's really awesome to see that kind of just translate here. And yeah, so obviously just a red base with all those sculpted in details, and those are all painted black. So we get some very nice clean paint all around. Obviously not on the joints. I mean, that just wouldn't really work. It would hinder the articulation, so that is what it is. Some might find that to be an eyesore. You know, it's just kind of part of how it needs to be able to be produced into a toy. So there's that. But then we also get the face sculpt, and very, very nice, super bright white for the eyes. Get that pink showing through for the mouth, and we'll get into a little bit more about that in the next section. Not quite as clean as the rest of the body, as you can see there. There's definitely some fine teeth that aren't, the pink is kind of bleeding a little bit there, unfortunately, but nothing crazy. So yeah, beyond that, I mean, that's just what it is. It's kind of a basic superhero style body from MAFEX, which they absolutely nail every time. So yeah, great aesthetics. We get an absolutely crazy amount of accessories here with Carnage. So let's actually start off with heads, which I don't usually do, but right out of the box, obviously we get that more neutral head with the mouth mostly closed. We looked at that in the last section. Then we do get the open mouth head. And I remember there being some controversy when this was originally released, just because, again, you can see it's a solid sculpt, and the pink is, just kind of there. And I think the effect absolutely works. It looks really weird from the side, so there is that. So take that into account, but a good sculpt overall. And then of course we get the Cletus Cassidy head. This is fantastic. This looks like it leaped right off the page. Fine details, all the paint's super clean. Trying to get that to focus there. There we go. Really like the expression. It's just really done, really well done, pardon me, all around. Even the shade of the hair, I think they did a really nice job. Just a really nice subtle wash over that as well to bring out the hair. So then we get all of the hands and weapons. So let's start off with the weapony hands. We do get some kind of open hands with a giant spike on them. So again, we're keeping that theme of the red base with the kind of black mixed in. Then we get some fists with some thicker spikes. Then we get a couple of kind of clawed, almost Wolverine reference hands. I love these the most. These are probably my favorites of the entire group. And then we get a left hammer hand and a right axe hand. Really cool there. Then we get a whole bunch of other hands. I actually left these in the tray just because there's so many. So we do get some splayed out hands. We get a pair of kind of clawed creepy hands. We get a couple squish your head hands. Kids in the Hall fans know what I'm talking about. We get a couple of gripping hands. Then we get a couple of, if I can get this out, splayed out hands with magnets. Fantastic touch. So much like the Spider-Mans that we've gotten from MAFEX, these will attach obviously to metal things. So that's really cool. It adds a lot of posing possibilities. And we even get a pair of feet with magnets in the bottom as well. Really fine touch, as you can see. And then finally, we get a couple of tendril pieces. So we get this really long one, kind of almost becoming that spike. You can kind of see the loops there. So you can just kind of wrap that around the arm or whatever you want. Then we get a couple of smaller ones. So same deal, you can kind of put it on the arms, on the legs, whichever you feel. So really cool there. And that will do it for accessories. Oh, and before I forget, of course, we get our MAFEX stand. So, comes with pretty much every MAFEX figure. So we get our base, our arm, our, kind of grips, and then the straight stand. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. Articulation, balance here are absolutely on point, and MAFEX is very much one of my favorite, if not my favorite companies when it comes to articulation philosophies. So freestanding kicks, no issues. And then we get into the finer points. So that neutral. So we do have a dumbbell joint coming from the neck into the head. We got a separate neck piece, and we are getting all the down. We're getting all the up. We're getting all the tilt side to side, rotation, anything you want. Absolutely beautiful. We do get some butterfly joints, not the craziest I've seen for MAFEX, but get more forward than back. Then we get hinge at the shoulders, so coming up almost a Y pose. We're kind of just past our T. We do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. We do have hinge, swivel, hinge, so we can go anywhere we want with that. Of course, we can rotate as well. Then we get our ball joint and diaphragm, ball joint in the waist, which allows for some fantastic crunch. Ooh, actually you can see the ball joint right there. Some fantastic back, just be careful. Obviously it comes out, it doesn't break, and that is something I absolutely love about imports. Then we get insane side to side, like look at that, pretty much folding in half. Beautiful rotation as well, of course. Coming to legs, and we do have slight drop downs, as you can see. That's going to allow us to get beautiful full splits. Front kick is going to be past 90, absolutely fantastic. We do get a little bit of play for the thigh rotation. Then we get double jointed knees. And for the feet, we are hinge, swivel, hinge, swivel, hinge, swivel. So you get some very, very nice point, some fantastic forward, insane amounts of rocker. You can rotate that as well. And then of course we get a toe joint, which comes to about there. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other MAFEX. With some domestics. With some other imports. With some monsters. Finally with articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Carnage comic version from MAFEX is that this figure absolutely kicks ass. This is, not only does it do complete justice to the original design, but it kind of shows off what MAFEX does best with a very kind of simple body and a ton of accessories. So if you're a Carnage fan, this is 100% worth hunting down. Unfortunately, this reissue is now sold out. So the original got sold out. The reissue is now sold out. Will they reissue it again in the future? I'm not sure, hopefully, because I definitely think this is a fantastic figure, and just always look forward to what MAFEX has coming up. So I definitely wish you the best of luck on the secondary market. I know it can sometimes be extremely cruel, and then sometimes you can find really good deals. So I wish the latter for you. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, hope to see you back because I do multiple reviews a week, pardon me, of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's escape the world for a while. Just look at some very, very nice plastic, and yeah, just kind of get through it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I just hope you're well. Hope that all of your toy dreams come true, and most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, Simians.